you know, who always, as we said yesterday, needs to be in the stage light, in the middle, with the light on it, and all the others are just... Okay, so I suggest we do these, again, these 20 verses from Nagarjuna as a motivation for the day. And then we'll do just 20 minutes silent meditation, where I'm not saying anything because you're all pretty experienced. And doing meditation alone is important, so that you also do it when nobody's there to guide you, yeah, like that. And when you start doing alone, maybe if you start doing alone, maybe 20 minutes already, that is too long. So 5 minutes at the beginning is enough so that you really do quality meditation. I'm looking at these two guys because we were discussing it yesterday, how to start a daily meditation. So I said, just do it. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's as simple as that. But it's good to start short so that you really learn the mind to come back, you know, again and again and again, that you develop that muscle. And then you do it almost automatically or spontaneously. As I'm sure when you sit down, you don't have to, when you're alone, you decide to meditate, you sit down, your mind automatically goes to the object. So, and that muscle can be developed. Also, I really like this example of the ship on the ocean where there's a bird on that ship. So our awareness can only be in the present, it cannot be anywhere else. So don't worry if this bird just, you know, it goes and flies and flies and flies. It will, the only place where it can come back to, where it can rest, is the ship. So I always think about, I think it was Sogyal Rinpoche's, like meditation is like coming home. I think he said that. He said a few really, really very short but very deep things. And so it's, don't worry, your mind, your awareness will find its way home. But you will have to give it the opportunity, and by not, you know, you can catch the bird and putting on the pole and say, you stay here, you can put chains, the bird will not be happy. And the moment you cut the chains, it will fly off again. So we have to tame this bird and come home. This is just one method. I know that maybe you have different methods for the meditation. I started since quite a few years just to sit every morning without doing anything specific, 20 minutes, before I start my practices, just to sit. Without, you know, it has to be there, it has to be like this. And I find it very useful, and I find it very beneficial, so you can try it out also. Just to sit, just to watch. Yesterday we were quite focused, because I told you that you focus on an experience, on a sensation yesterday morning. Now this morning you can, whatever seems okay for you, either you do your usual practice or, you know, or you just sit and watch. Yeah? And whenever you feel that you're going into planning, also, you know, this going into planning will become less and less by itself. Don't need to worry. But some people need a lot of discipline, and then they have to, you know, they have to apply that method and this. So yeah, so you have to find out what works for you. Meditation should be, if not joyful, then at least not, you know, when I hear people, I haven't meditated yet, and it's that almost this, I still have to do that, something is not quite right, you know. The time in the meditation doesn't matter how you feel, that's not important, but you should feel a result, like as we were discussing with Leora this morning. And I asked her, I said, don't you think these verses are a bit too much for these people? You know, like letting go of your ego and all this. She said, no, because when you start, may I say what you said, Leora? May I say, or you want to say? Because then everybody can hear, because I have the microphone. So, and then also I see if I understood the right way. So she said, but you know, right from the beginning, when you start to practice, you see that it works. So when you feel that it works and it is a benefit, then of course, even though these are suggestions and it's very high, we know where we want to go, but we continue until we're there. Is that more or less what you said? Yeah? So like this, right? So then also, don't forget, the Buddha taught 84,000 teachings. That doesn't mean we have to know all 84,000, but we have to find out what works for me. This is why Buddhism is an experiential vehicle. What works for me is not necessarily working for you. So when a teacher gives you an advice, that advice is for you. Like somebody told me the other day, oh, this teacher said, if you're above 60, you should do newness. I said, to whom did he say it? Well, to that person. I said, yeah, that's for that person. But it doesn't mean that you can take this in the global way. Yeah? Some things are universal, definitely, about kindness, love and compassion, but other things, even sometimes compassion maybe and kindness is not appropriate in that moment. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. So this is why we have to experience something, feel something. This is why yesterday we focused on sensation. Okay. So just as a motivation, I don't have to cook up anything. We can just take these very beautiful verses by Nagarjuna. Therefore, each day, 3 times a day, before a statue, stupa, or elsewhere can be in your mind, as we said yesterday, you should perform the recitation of the following verses. Refuge, to remind ourselves what we want. We forget. Honoring in all ways the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and also the Bodhisattvas, I take refuge in them and pay homage to those worthy of homage. I turn away from all negativity and embrace all merit. I rejoice in all the merit amassed by all sentient beings. With bowed head and palms together, I beseech all perfect Buddhas to turn the wheel of Dharma and remain as long as beings remain. Through the merit of doing this, and the merit I have done and will do, may all sentient beings be endowed with unsurpassed bodhicitta. So, taking refuge, thinking about the 3 jewels, and it's not difficult. But it keeps us on the path and then reminds us what we want to do. And it amasses a lot of merit because of the object. The object which is Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Yeah, so, it's not as difficult and complicated as we think sometimes, practicing Dharma and creating the positive energy that we need in order to be able to transform our negative mind states. We need positive karma to be able to do that. May all sentient beings have immaculate faculties and transcend the unfree states. May they control their own actions and live by right livelihood. May all embodied beings have jewels in their hand, and may a limitless amount of all kinds of necessities remain inexhaustible for as long as cyclic existence endures. At all times, may all people born of low status become supreme persons. May all beings be endowed with intelligence and legs. May all beings have a good complexion and also a good physique. May they be radiant and pleasant to behold, free of illness. May they be strong and live long. May they gain expertise in skillful means and become free of all sufferings. May they be devoted to the 3 rare sublime ones and have the great treasure of Buddha Dharma. May they be adorned with love, compassion, joy, the ability to remain equanimous in the face of hardship, generosity, ethical conduct, fortitude, joyous effort, meditative stability and wisdom. Thus adorned, may they complete all the collections and obtaining brilliant signs and marks, may they traverse without hindrance the 10 grounds to the inconceivable. May I also be adorned with these good qualities and all others as well. May I become free from faults and may I attain supreme love for all beings. May I perfect the virtues to which all beings aspire, and may I always dispel the sufferings of all beings. In all worlds, may all beings who are feeling anxious due to fear become completely fearless merely by hearing my name. From seeing and thinking of me, and from merely hearing my name, may beings become clear-minded, undisturbed, and at ease. May it be definite that they will awaken, and in all future lives may they attain the 5 super knowledges In all ways, may I always do what brings benefit and happiness to all beings. May I always dissuade all at once all those beings of any world who intend to engage in negativity without doing them any harm. Like the earth, water, wind and fire, medicinal herbs, the trees in the wilderness, may I always freely be an object of enjoyment made by all beings as they wish. May I be beloved of beings, and may they be more beloved to me than myself. May I bear the results of their negativity, and may they have the results of all my virtue. As long as there is even one sentient being somewhere who is not yet free, may I remain in the world for that being's sake, even if I have attained peerless awakening. If the merit of making such statements were to be material, it would not fit into worlds as numerous as the grains of the sands of the Ganges. This is what the Blessed One said, and the reason is here to be seen. The worlds of beings are immeasurable, and the intention to aid them is likewise. Okay. So in order to transform our mind, we need to have some stability. How do we train that? Is by just training kind of being open, remaining spacious, allowing things to arise, whatever wants to arise, but not following them. That is the kind of discipline, to be aware. And the more we are aware, the more we train the awareness to come to the surface. And the less it's kind of covered over by concepts, views, ideas, expectations, unhelpful emotions, and so on, the easier our life will become, for sure. So as I said, I will let you these 20 minutes, they're entirely yours. These 20 minutes are totally at your disposal. You can do with them whatever you want.
Thank you.